From some of the guys that worked on iconic titles that cemented themselves in gaming history comes the next great shooter that promises to change the genre as we know it, throwing away the musty BRs and CODs of old. Now to take a big sip of water and see how that's going. What? Who could have seen this coming besides literally everyone? Highguard. Dip in and then quickly out of one of the biggest dumpster fires of 2026 so far. That, with its magic combination of generic design and lack of anticipation, led to the biggest flop of a hero shooter since the one that died last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. This keeps happening because development lasts longer than hype cycles. Do you even know how many Arc Raiders clones we're getting in 3 years? The devs only have themselves to blame, but Jeff Keighley is a close second, as he slotted Highguard into the prime final trailer position of the Game Awards, setting them up for the entire internet to basically boo them off stage.
No, they're saying boo earns, boo earns.
That just gives more credence to Jeff as some sort of reverse King Midas, and led content creators to swarm around this game like angry rats, only to finally get their filthy little paws on it and realize it's not that bad, but also not that good, leaving the game in the most predictable state possible, on life support with no hope of recovery. I mean, they tried though, right? It's just a small independent studio after all. What? Tencent is backing it?
Principals founded a new independent studio.
I guess it was Keighley's definition of indie. Though all of a sudden the last trailer spot is making way more sense. Never trust a Jeff with a GO. They're always hiding something. Sprint around the highs and lows of the gameplay loop as you choose from a bunch of heroes who look like they glanced at other shooters' game covers and copied their homework, where you'll start by picking a base with different objective locations, fortifying it with Venom's gunk I assume, and then being thrown into the way too large open world to forage for armor and weapons, where you can hope to find something really awesome, or play this mining minigame to never have enough currency to buy things anyway. Then, after an eternity of just metaphorically jerking yourself off, or not, that's your own business.
Stop it. Get some help.
Finally get a notification that the big important sword is spawning. Once someone gets the sword after whatever messy firefight you went through, the Rainbow Six portion of the game begins, as you invade their base with a giant magic door knocker to plant a magic bomb on a magic generator, with some extremely simple breaching mechanics sprinkled in, which usually just evolves into everyone hiding in a corner to shoot whoever comes through the hole. Then, if you succeed in blowing up the main crystal, you get to either play or not play the game from the start. And if you're not, get ready to do the whole cycle over again 2 to 3 more times with a different color of stuff, in a loop that feels bogged down by so much downtime of not doing anything that all the fun parts don't really feel worth siphoning your life force for, especially when you could be playing any of the games these mechanics were jacked from. You know, this reminds me of a wise saying I once heard: try to please everyone, and you'll be arrested for prostitution. I could be paraphrasing. Experience the kind of redeemable gunplay of Highguard that will have you saying, hey, at least they got the shooting part right, as you play with Apex-esque movement and abilities that seem less attack-based and more breach-based, or being annoying to anyone that comes near-based, as certain firefights require different types of playstyles, depending on if you're attacking or defending, using the terrain to whittle down your enemies, which doesn't really push the needle in the genre in any real way, but has moments where you kind of get what they might have been going for, but ultimately regurgitates things we've played a million times already. But to its credit, it's at least a pretty smooth chunk-free regurgitation, which is kinda all you can hope for after the dozen buzzballs you crushed trying to get through this game. So get ready to install, then inevitably uninstall, either by your choice or Tencent, for a game that demonstrates how AAA games are at the razor's edge, where you could blame the premature marketing, the safe choices, the media hate train, or even just the sheer fatigue of the shooting genre in general. But I think we all knew it was dead in the water before it even had a chance to surface, in a title that is less of a game and more of a social experiment of what happens when you've forgotten the fundamentals of connecting to your audience. Game Productions is now just a game of Russian roulette, but instead of shooting yourself in the face, you piss away millions into the toilet and get made fun of forever. See you in a month, Marathon. Starring Thog, Discount Avenger, got out of Forspoken, and now we here. Angry Big Guy, played by Jason Momoa, may not want to play. Horizon Zero Players. Just Moira? I mean, come on, guys. Try just a little harder. Tree ain't it. Terry Nogard. Knife. And the final boss, the Suicide Squad. Look, there were a lot of misses in the game, like a squadron of stormtroopers worth. But if there's just one gem in this game, it's this weird little guy. Because I know exactly the way to revitalize this title. Make this little freak a playable character and strap a jetpack on it. Look, it worked for Overwatch, and it could probably work for you, Wildlight. Probably. Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the comments below. Starlight Breaker. Ew. Wow. Shiny butterfly. This is the way. The new year starts on my birthday. Helicopter.